Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So Manchester United are out of the Carabao Cup at the quarter-final stage, 4-3 at Tottenham Hotspur. But Manchester United have got to look at some individual errors as to why we have gone out of this competition. Ahead of what could have been an interesting semi-final, some big teams still in the competition. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle are the teams that will join Tottenham in that semi-final now. But Manchester United should have been going there. I thought we started the game really well in terms of dominating possession, dominating all the kind of aerial duels, everything that you'd imagine. We obviously lose a goal to, again, an individual error. Altay Biendia, there's a shot straight at him. He spills it out. Dominic Solanke gets a great finish from that. Maybe the defenders could have been a bit more lively to it as well. But Altay Biendia should be keeping that ball. And then you look at their fourth goal as well, which has ultimately won the game in the end. I know you can say maybe if there was VAR, they'll look at a foul on the goalkeeper for pulling his arm. But at the same time, I thought he was too weak. Who was it? He was a young lad that was grabbing his arm. You're a goalkeeper. You usually get the benefit of the doubt in any duels in the box. Go out there, clean him out, and try and get the ball. If you do that, you get it because it's such an easy opportunity to grab the ball. And then you see we score the third goal for United, which, Johnny Evans could have been an equaliser taking us to penalties. It's really, really disappointing to see. But look, like I said, I think the first half, Manchester United started well in terms of dominating possession without really creating a chance, although there was a couple of opportunities where I thought Rasmus Højlund could have done better. Rasmus Højlund getting across his defender, he's got to do a lot better with that. Bruno Fernandes played two passes into great areas for him to be poaching on. Now, I understand you missed the first one, but then you should be anticipating the second one. And he never quite did. And we could have scored from a couple of opportunities like that. As I said, the goalkeeper mistake for their first goal, we allowed them to take the lead. And then we start the second half a little bit sloppy, where I thought we were probably, in the first half, the better team, maybe deserved to be at least level at half time. We start off really, really sloppy. We concede another goal to a mistake, Lisandro Martinez, who didn't cover himself in glory today either. And Tottenham are dominating the game. They eventually get a third goal. I think their third goal was quite good. It wasn't really like with the first two, you can say there's errors. Altay Biendia has got to do better, although it's a good finish by Solanke. And their second goal, Kulusevski, Lisandro Martinez has got to do a lot better. Solanke's goal was really good, the third one for him, his second. Although, again, you could argue Lisandro Martinez, Johnny Evans got to get a lot closer to him. So it was really, really weird performance from Lisandro Martinez. But like I said, I thought we were good in the first half, within reason. Like, I don't think we were great. I don't think we were smashing them by any means. But we were quite comfortable in possession, keeping possession quite well. I thought, Lisandro didn't really cover himself in glory. Altay Bayindir, like I said, Anthony. I've said it all about Anthony before. I don't think he's good enough to be a Manchester United player. Showed again why that was the case today. But generally, all round, I thought Ugarte was excellent. I thought Ericsson, again, there was two chances he should have had from the low cutbacks. You've got to do better with those. You're hitting them straight down the middle. He's usually a lot more efficient from shooting areas like that. And two chances where probably should score, and they go straight at a defender because he's gone down the middle. Real poor, but I thought his general performance was quite good. Mazraoui, quite good. Like I said, Lissandro, poor. Lindelof was poor. Ugarte, very good. You look at Delo, I thought he had a hit and miss game again. He's had a hit and miss season, generally been missed this season. He did some things very, very well. He did some things very, very badly. He needs to get consistency in his game again. He was excellent last season. He needs to return to that form. Two hit and miss at the moment. But like I said, we went 3-0 down. A couple of individual errors. We played reasonably well in the first half. Second half, we start off poorly. But then we benefit from some errors. A poor pass from the goalkeeper, Fraser Foster. It was the story of two goalkeepers today. Bruno Fernandes pounced on it really well. Gets a pass across, and Joshua Zirkzee finishes it, just having missed one. A header into the ground, which was well saved by the goalkeeper. And then Amad Diallo, being Amad Diallo, pouncing on a mistake by the goalkeeper, kind of tackles the ball into the net. And Manchester United are back into the game. But then we see another individual error. Now, I know Spurs fans will say, look, both our goals came from individual errors. But the fourth goal we conceded is a corner. And Altay Bayindir has to do better. I know he'll argue there was a foul, but you've got to do better. And it was made even worse by the fact Johnny Evans scores what could have been an equaliser. Fantastic header by him. Although, again, maybe Fraser Forster would be critical of himself in terms of him having to save that. But a story of just errors all over the park. And you look at the lineup, we saw Alejandro Garnacho return to the team. Marcus Rashford didn't. Højlund started. Fernandes, Anthony. I don't want to see Anthony in a team again anytime soon. Dalot, Ugarte, Eriksen, Mazraoui, Martinez, Lindelof. And I thought Lenny Yoro today was fantastic. Like I was really impressed by Lenny Yoro. Thought he showed some impressive passes. He was bringing the ball forward quite well as well. I was really pleased with Lenny Yoro's performance. Some great tackles in there too. But Bayendi's had a bad one. Maino looked comfortable in possession when he came on. Alejandro Garnacho didn't do enough to maybe say he should be starting the next game. Although there was a few bright moments, but he's got to pick his passes a little bit better at times. I think he's a fantastic talent, Garnacho. He obviously wasn't picked for the last game for a reason, but he's done well to fight back, get himself into the squad. He's back in the squad now, unlike Marcus Rashford. And Alejandro Garnacho got in off the bench. Don't think his performance was much to write home about. But again, I just overall feel like it was a massively missed opportunity by Manchester United to be going through in a cup competition, get into the semi-finals, and you never know what can happen from there. We've seen in the past we've won the cups. We've still obviously got the FA Cup and the Europa League to play for. And I think the Europa League, although the league this season is a bit mental, like there's a lot of teams dropping points. You never know, if you go on a little run of games, you could push yourself back into contention for a top 4, maybe 5 will do enough to get into the Champions League. But it feels like our best opportunity is going to be the Europa League. So we need to be trying to win that. And we'll be coming up against Spurs possibly if they do well in there. And we need to do better than we have done against them this season. That's 7-3 on aggregate now against them. I know one of those games was one of Erik ten Hag's last games, but we've got to be doing better against Spurs because after all, it is only Tottenham. But Tottenham have beaten us today. We're out of the League Cup quarterfinals. We've got a big game next game against Bournemouth. I imagine the team will be a lot different. You'll see De Ligt come back in, who only missed today through illness. It was sad to see Lindelof go off injured, but that's probably, could be the last time you ever see him in a Manchester United shirt if the injury is serious. It's sad to see players consistently injured, but we need more reliable players in there. You feel sorry for Luke Shaw, you feel sorry for Mason Mount as well, but ultimately Manchester United need players that are going to be available. De Ligt should come back in. I'd want to see Yoro start, and maybe you do keep Martinez in there unless Maguire's available. Maguire today, was he on the bench? He was on the bench today, so he's available. I wouldn't be surprised to see Maguire get a start against Bournemouth. He did well against City, but also maybe that would be in place of Martinez, and maybe you put De Ligt out in a wide area. So it'd be interesting to see who starts at the back. Ugarte has to start again. I thought he was excellent today. Alongside maybe Kobbie Mainoo or Bruno Fernandes. It depends who you play in the front three. But that's a big game for us against Bournemouth. And we have to win because we need to get some consistency in the league. Before we beat City, it was two defeats on a row. Obviously, after we beat Everton, we had that draw against Ipswich as well. So we really need to start totting the wins up because it's not been many good results in the Ruben Amorim era. Not blaming the manager. I think the manager is fantastic. And we're seeing signs of the team improving, keeping the ball well in possession. But we need to get better in that final third because if we were better today, we go and win the game. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you keep it like, comment, share, subscribe. United are out of the League Cup. See you in a bit.